Here's something odd. A poll reported that despite concerns over price and motion sickness, VR purchase intent is high.
Intent.
So a poll stated that among gamers who play for at least 5 hours a week, 74% said that they intend to purchase a VR device, while 60% said that they hope to get one as a gift. I actually kind of expected those numbers to be flipped a little bit. In that console players are slightly more likely to purchase a VR device at 75% than those on PC at 73%. If I had to guess why they would be higher on console, it's probably because they know that they can plug it into a console and play it and not worry about hardware or specs or anything like that.
Or that's more geared towards gamers. Obviously, consoles, PC could be less mix of gamers too.
Sure. What's interesting about this is, the general consensus, at least among people I talk to, is that a lot of people are iffy on VR, or they seem to don't care. But when polled anonymously, it seems like there's a bit more deep down excitement about this, at least just to try it out, than people would say publicly. I don't know why there would be this inability to express excitement, just to be excited about something. But continuing on, it seems like RPG games are something that people are interested in playing in VR. Stuff like Skyrim, I'm assuming.
RPGs to me be the last genre. What?
No.
So I can read the menus like I'm really reading them?
You're not letting me finish. I think they're talking about stuff like Skyrim,
okay.
like first-person RPGs and
that's
things
not
like
really
that.
an RPG to me. It's more like an adventure game with RPG elements, but whatever. Go on.
How is that not a role-playing game to you?
It's an adventure game first, but go on.
Okay. And then sports games.
That's not saying Legend of Zelda is an RPG first. It's not. It's an adventure game first. Just because it's RPG elements doesn't mean it's...
You are fucking insane thinking that... You've never played Skyrim.
I've seen enough gameplay footage to know that it's not a straight-out RPG. No.
Okay.
Go on. Argue in the comments. Any things I'm insane for thinking that... Do you agree that games that have multiple genres attached to it?
What?
Games that have multiple genres that are attached to it.
Sure, but it's absolutely a role-playing game.
All right, we're getting off topic.
Okay. Anyways, sports games were also of interest, which that was more surprising to me. Although, because I just think that's... I don't know. I find that interesting. But this is in spite of people who are concerned about motion sickness. I find it interesting that people would want to plunk down that sort of money, even with concerns about motion sickness and the fact that they might not be able to use this sort of expensive equipment at all. I mean, why would they... What would be the impetus there to purchase the equipment that could very well be useless to them?
Which is why I think this poll is bullshit.
Well, also, it's only 300 people.
Well, that's enough a sample size to get an idea, but obviously it's not like 1,000, but 300 should be a pretty good one, depending on where the cross demographics information. I'd like to see that, but yeah, I think this is like sort of a, oh yeah, pie in the sky, I'll go out and buy one. But if these same people see reviews coming out saying, oh, I got motion sickness or this and that, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't think so, because motion sickness is not good on these. There's always tales of people throwing up from demos of games. I think it was like Resident Evil 7. It was just off for some people just a little bit, and people were like throwing up with the VR demo. So like it's got to be 1-to-1 exactly for VR not to make you sick.
Yeah,
your mind doesn't know how to deal with it otherwise. I mean, I remember people even just watching Wolfenstein 3D on a computer in the early 90s and getting sick. Watching a first-person
shooter. Yeah, first-person stuff still makes Vonnie sick. I mean, she tries to play Overwatch because she really wants to, but she can't handle it for very long. I mean, it just makes her ill. I mean, she can barely use the R stick without just like getting completely thrown off.
So I think that's the big test. Let's see what happens after the first holiday, season, and how many people get this and figure out that, okay, this is going to be viable. I'm not going to get sick of this on my face. What does it say? 42% concerned about motion sickness. 41% said they're worried about spreading germs by sharing a VR device. I would never share my VR device. That sounds disgusting. all the sweat and snot that's gonna get in there and spit and everything else.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking awful.
They had
They better come with antibacterial wipes.
they had the Resident Evil VR experience at Comic-Con, and I would
not go near that.
I'm not a germaphobe in any way, shape, or form, but even that just seemed a little too gross for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a combination of motion sickness. Can I wear this for more than a half hour before, I get into that zone where I take it off and I'm like dizzy for like 10 minutes. There's a lot of factors of VR that I think are gonna. I don't think it's ever gonna be a huge success. I think it'll either be a moderate success or a moderate failure. I don't think it's ever gonna be something that's always gonna take off and 95% of gamers are gonna use. I still maintain. I don't think even half of gamers are ever gonna do it. But I think you have to wait a year or two to see how it fleshes out and see how much it latches on. Plus that price point, unless there can be a really cheap one for people. If it's like buying another console, I still think most people are going to shy away from that. Not everyone has $1,000 to burn on a new console in VR. It just doesn't make any sense to do that. But it's interesting. I was watching TV and I saw like a commercial for a VR device. I basically just a headset promoting that. You plug your phone in and you get all these apps and everything. It was basically like you can buy them online, but seeing them get into the mass consumer market by having a TV commercial where you can order on your on a telephone and you buy a second, get a second one for only $5 more. And it's like, end of the day, it's just a piece of plastic holding your phone with some lenses inside.
Oh, what those are is it's Google Cardboard. It's sturdier. It's a plastic Google Cardboard.
This is a mass-produced one.
Yeah,
and it had lenses on it, I guess, to help accentuate it. Or whatever.
Google Cardboard has lenses on it too.
So I mean, do you have any interest in getting this?
I have interest in VR, but I would never ever consider buying VR without giving it a full test run and seeing what the motion sickness, if I would experience motion sickness. Like, I would never buy this blindly. I think kind of like this study is insinuating, without absolutely knowing that I could do it without barfing everywhere.
All right, we were half right. The genre of Skyrim, according to Wikipedia, is action role-playing. That's the genre. So, all right. Or it's an action RPG. Adventure action. There you go.